Hey guys, welcome to another session of RBTL, or Reading Between the Lines. This is the August 4th patch note, and I'll be going through this rather quick. I just have a couple things I wanted to talk about and highlight. First things first is the Moon Bunny Dominial initial thoughts video will be continued on my usual video series, so it won't be in this video regarding the patch notes itself. So if you're here for that or my thoughts, definitely stick around on this channel. We do have balance adjustments coming after this maintenance. We have Athletica, Holiday Euphine, Ervalen, and Ervalen I'm going to talk about, but I did make a separate video on what I thought about the balance patch, and it seems that Ervalen may be the only one I'll spend a bit of time here talking about. So the background is that Ervalen's balance patch that was previewed before about a week ago was definitely underwhelming, and it was very obvious from everybody's perspective that it was a nerf, or at least it was changed so much that, you know, he no longer is a PvP hero, but rather they convert to a PvE. But what if people had invested in him as PvP? So a lot of people were thinking that, oh hey man, we're gonna get our recalls and then therefore, you know, all that good stuff. So whatever position Smilegate took, he is no longer going to be what was previewed a week ago, which again, like I said, I made my balance patch preview video, and partially the big part of that video was me ranting about Ervalen being nerfed and how the perspective of, you know, nerfing and buffing is really in the eye of the beholder. It becomes quite subjective. Now I will say that the readjustment for Ervalen's buff is a buff, because really what they did is just improve on his current kit. While I had to say that this was like a backup plan, most likely they saw the comments, they saw the feedback, and started realizing that, okay, instead of just, you know, shipping through this, getting riots and saying that, hey, this is a nerf and we demand a recall, they're just like, okay, instead of just, you know, doing that, and then also realizing that the fact that even if he served as a PvE function, he would only be replacing, and not even super good replacement, of heroes that already existing and already do their job, right? And so I think they took this route. So it's very clear that the buffs are honestly just, I mean, it wasn't really thought out in terms of how he'll function in the meta, but it's just a straight up upgrade to what he already had. So the soul burn for 20 souls, extended duration, all that stuff, it becomes automatic now if you kill the enemy with it. So the duration of the buffs and also grant an extra turn, it all just becomes now when you kill the enemy. There is 70%, 10% more damage on top instead of like the old version, so up to 70% more damage dealt, which is really good in my opinion. Again, only if you use Ervalen, if you know how to use him. And then the soul burn for the S3 is increased damage dealt, but only S2, but only a 10 soul cost. So realistically, he becomes like a 2-turn nuker in a sense, kind of like Luna. So like, can we see some play there? I'm not quite sure, but it seems that, you know, maybe on Wind Rider or something like that. Well, actually, maybe not Wind Rider, because I mean, I think he still gets counterattack. So maybe you don't want Wind Rider, but I could potentially see him being used. I'm just gonna say that, you know, he is like a straight up upgrade from what he was. So if you used him before, he's just more effective. If you use him now, I don't know if the buff itself would have any influence on that. But regardless, that is the position that Smilegate decided to take. It's like, we just don't want to deal with the backlash, so let's just buff him. But you can really tell that this buff was very last minute, and honestly, they really had only a week. So his kit or upgraded kit will not become like how usually a hero is buffed. It's like they have some kind of counterplay into the meta. I don't believe he does. Like I said, he just becomes a potentially a stronger Luna, if anything, with his own kind of quirks and all that stuff. So I mean, it could be better. So now that Ervalen's banner, if it does return for the double-edged the Crescent artifact, if he does come back, maybe he's more pullable now, right? Because now he's at least still usable for PvP. Alright. Senya, I'm really looking forward to this one. I think Senya will become not meta, but I think she'll have a place in the meta, which is really great. The EE's buffed, Koana 3 stars. Skip this. The ROL one, in my opinion, again, I've said this before, I'll say it again, that with the escort buff, I think she's just missing a specialty change, and honestly, she might be a very useful knight. We'll have to see though. Alencia Wrath also being buffed. Again, a lot of people I think are waiting for this. Their Alencias are already built on 85 crit rate. In order to benefit from this, if you're on injury set, in my opinion, this is a really nice artifact in my opinion, just because you're basically making up lost stats on injury for the crit rate, and then the increased combat range on her own turn, equivalent to speed, more or less. Double-edged crescent, I think will be best in slot for Lifesteal Bruiser Rylets, and maybe Rylets to be tuned a bit more defensively than aggressively. If you're on lifesteal, since I do feel that he is kind of weak in the meta, but this could be a decent artifact for him, so very nice. And then let's see, anything else? Ancient Inheritance Season 3 coming. Let me talk about the gear. We have Destruction set this time. Unfortunately, I do feel that the Destruction set on the heroes that may want to run Destruction set, so let's say if you have a Destruction Shu, Destruction A Ravi, I think it's going to be prime and ideal. This set is not for her. We have hardly any HP on any of the pieces that actually matter, especially on the Destruction sets. Actually 0 HP. So this is going to be a Destruction set that, you know, hopefully you roll high, hopefully maybe for pure DPS, since you do have some like pure DPS alignments in the crit damage neck, in the sword, in the chest piece, but I don't know who. I mean, Spectenny, I suppose. Some of these pieces could, if it rolls well, it could be Spectenny pieces for sure. So I mean, I'm looking forward to this set myself, no matter what. It's not an A Ravi set, sadly, but the ER sets are pretty good as well. The boot and the ring get the love in terms of the dual set. So overall, I mean, the Ancient Inheritance gear has been pretty good for me for all of the sets so far, and I am using them, so you know, I'm looking forward to this. And then of course, Ancient Inheritance, always good to see because of the rewards. The reward for the versus the effort is so high. We got chapter 4 as well, so more Skystone, Mola. Yeah, Mola there, go transmit if you're gonna farm all the way there. And then we got the week 2 celebration, or week 2 summer thing as well. Let's see here, anything else I want to talk about? Looking forward to the collab announcement, which again, we don't have any set date on when they're going to be announcing the collab or giving more info on the collab. I think at this point, if I'm not mistaken, the Full Metal Alchemist mobile game is being released on August 4th. So hopefully within a week or something, we might get some kind of preview on Epic 7 side in terms of like when we'll get the banner, maybe a preview on what the heroes do, hopefully. Flan drop rate up. There is a Rowana and another hero, Bologna, coming after, I think, this week. This week being the last week for Summer Break Charlotte, so overlapped with the Flan artifact, or Flan banner. Butterfly Mandolin also receiving a recall, so I think, I mean, based on the description here, I actually never really understood what was the issue, because I'm not a Butterfly Mandolin user, but I think based on this, like, it grants a turn twice under certain conditions. I guess it's like, was this a long-standing mechanic that is apparently buggy? Otherwise, why would they, you know, be recalling it now? Or was it a bug that recently got patched in, and they're, yeah, I don't know, I'm not quite sure. Either way, Skin Shop, Summer Sermia getting added to it, and I think that's pretty much it for this one. And like I said in the previous bit, that if you want to hear my thoughts on the new ML Dominion, I will make a separate video on that in my initial thoughts series, and that's pretty much it for this one, mainly talking about Ervalen, and then hopefully we'll hear back on the FMA collab. Anyways, I'll end this for the video recording. If you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.